What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of whack, Terrence.
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
It's the start of the week podcast. How was your weekend, man?
The weather was awesome.
Mm.
I think we've been waiting for it, right? The November rain.
The November rain.
I haven't felt like this when walking around outside and I'm like, oh, I'm not sweating or, like dying of heat or anything. It's been a while.
Yeah. So, but what do you normally like to do in this sort of weather?
This weather?
Yeah. Like that kind of grayish, slightly drizzly kind of thing. Like stay home, play with your kid, bring your kid out.
Drink Milo, drink hot Milo.
Hot Milo.
Every time it's always iced Milo. Now it's like hot Milo season.
Hot Milo. Hot Milo.
Yeah, man.
But how many cups of Milo can you drink?
I mean, you're setting the mood lah, and then you go and do other things like watch TV or something.
Instead of coffee or anything, Milo. Milo's the rainy day drink.
Yeah, Milo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need coffee all the time. In fact, like holiday season, usually it's some peppermint something or eggnog or one of those things.
Or what's that? Mild wine.
Mild wine, yeah.
Mild wine.
Yeah. Usually stuff that doesn't wake you up, but like sort of dulls your senses.
Oh, I see. I mean, I love this kind of weather specifically for like just going for a long run.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, on Saturday I did that. I was listening to a podcast, run down, and it's just like little drops of drizzle on your head. It's magical. Like a lot of time to think, do some stretches, look at the skyline. You're like, wow, this is life.
But this is your, I guess we can already, Deepavali's over, Thanksgiving's over, so we can talk about it. This is your first Christmas as a married person.
Actually, no, last year, what?
Oh yeah, you were married before Christmas.
This is my first Diwali as a
Diwali.
married man. Correct.
I was going to ask how is it? Does it feel any different in the lead up and out?
No difference. Yeah. Now it's the lead up to the first anniversary. Yeah, but I mean that one we're just going for like dinner and then
no one cares really by then. Yeah.
I mean, it's still like I'm trying to not be like treat it like how I used to treat my birthdays,
No, sorry, I don't mean that no one cares. I mean that it will feel like a very big like drop from the excitement of your actual wedding, right?
Oh, you felt that?
No, I'm just saying in general, right? The wedding is like if there was a 9 or whatever, then the anniversary is generally like the much lower energy, and it's just between the two of you to celebrate.
But less stress lah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's like inversely proportional lah.
Yeah. But some people like to make like big getting married second time, 10 or not a second, as in 10-year anniversary, big one, and all my friends celebrating.
Like, would you have a 10-year anniversary celebration?
Not with like public and all that. But I know people I've attended people's anniversary celebrations. And it's like a host and everything kind of. Of course, they're rich also, but it's...
If it's like 50th anniversary, then maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. But even then, I feel like it's like strange to
By then, you're in your like 70s, 80s, you just fuck it, you just party all night.
But that's the thing, like, by that time already, you probably got other things to celebrate, whether it's your kids, like whatever turning 21 or something.
Your friends Like imagine you haven't seen your friends for so long.
Yeah, you can still invite your friends, right? But I'm just saying that it shouldn't revolve so much around you per se already. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get together with some friends, throw you like an 80th, like 50th anniversary thing. Do everything you hate.
Yeah.
Just do everything you hate. Oh, that'll be awesome. Hopefully we're still doing Yalabat at that point in time. Our 15,000th episode.
Surprise thing. But so this is but last year was very hectic, right? This year you've got like time to plan and everything.
Actually, you were just going for dinner only.
No, but you're hosting people and all in the lead up to...
Oh, for Christmas, not the anniversary.
I'm talking about Christmas,
No, this time is my wife's family mainly. So we're not really hosting, we are going to her family place.
I see.
Diwali is like home
your thing.
No, but like Christmas, we'll still have some friends over.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, and any religious rites or ceremonies that you are going to be part of
for Christmas.
Yeah,
I mean like going to church. Going to church Terrence. Yeah, I'll go with my wife's family.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go.
I'm just checking.
I will go.
I'm just checking.
I made a commitment to my wife and I will go. Okay.
I'm just checking if that's on the calendar already, or is
Of course, it's in the calendar every year, man. Every year.
So you heard it here.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Parents not going to pangse.
Nah, not going to pangse.
Not going to pangse the church.
But Christmas for you, any like Christmas specific celebrations, or it's just like a holiday?
No. I mean, to me, it's a very secular kind of holiday. I went to like carnivals over the weekend. They started
Christmas carnivals?
Yeah. Wow. So you go to, a bunch of like, what do you call it, department stores. Now that Deepavali's over, they dare to open already lah.
Yeah, they just Christmas playlist. Play!
Put out the decorations, everybody! Come on, let it go, man. And then, so the carnival literally opened like this past weekend lah. So, for example, you go to Shaw Center. There's a very big, like 2-story carousel right outside. And then plus the weather we've been having the last few days.
Oh yeah,
wow, like it approximates like those Christmas market levels.
Serious?
I mean, not obviously nowhere near but still,
close enough as
good as you can get in Singapore Until you end up having to pay $10 for a carousel right there, you're like, what the fuck, so expensive.
But was it a good carousel, right?
I mean, with a kid, like everything is like amazing, right?
When you said they set up a 2-story carousel, I thought like the carousel had a pop-up, like,
you mean like selling? Well, that would be like a
Christmas carousel.
That would be a nightmare, man, I tell you. All the people who ghosted you in your last 10 carousel
go there and
sales.
meet face to face.
Wow. Like I've been trying to sell some stuff on carousels. Okay, I think end of year people trying to clear out It's horrible experience, man. I always end up like wanting to kill somebody.
That's how they have butchered the word for me, man. I did not think about like a round carousel or anything. No,
something so innocent.
I just thought there's gonna be a pop-up. Carousel, man.
But yeah,
Carousel.
For you, your weekend. I mean, you were just in Korea, so it's much colder than here.
Yeah,
you can't possibly feel that cold.
But it was nice. Like I think I kind of like the grey weather. No?
Grey,
compared to sunny weather, I like the grey weather. I don't know. It just makes you a bit more reflective and like introspective.
Glass half empty kind of person.
No. During grey weather, I feel glass half full.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel that you can slow down. You're not sweating your ass off, and like you can think a bit more.
In some ways, because in Singapore, even when it's like showers and all that, right, we don't get confined by the environment or the climate, right? Whereas like when you travel, you have to plan a lot around snow, around rain, around driving conditions, around road closures. Whereas in Singapore, like generally everything just runs.
Our transport is like weatherproof.
Yeah. So in some ways, I get what you're saying, like the grey weather kind of, like even with a little light drizzle on it, makes you think a little bit, okay, what's my plan of action? Like, am I just going to go out, or I still have to bring umbrella, all these things?
Oh no, I was saying think about life, not think about what to do. Just think about life.
Yeah. We are different stages. Just married, you're still thinking about life. just trying to survive.
If it's drizzling, in fact, I want to go out because everything is a little less crowded.
It is. Thankfully.
So yeah. But yeah. Cool, man.
Also makes the conversations that we have in here, a bit more about grey weather kind of conversations. As in, they're not like gangbangers, exciting kind of thing.
In fact, the first topic is about some stuff having rain pour down on them, right?
Correct.
What's the phrase? You rain on the parade. Rain on the parade.
Yeah, correct.
Rain on the parade.
But yeah, before we jump to all that though,
yes.
One thing we do need to tell people is that if you enjoy this podcast, please follow us, subscribe on social media, on Spotify or YouTube to listen to this, and also our social media accounts where we post updates and little clips of what we talk about.
And if you want to work with us, just hit us up at contact@ministryoffunny.com. And yeah, if you have any ideas, if you want to get us new clothes or whatnot, just hit us up, man.
Yeah.
Always open to chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
Yes. But yeah, let's jump right into it, man.
Sweet.
Let's talk about the thing that was on everyone's minds like maybe 2 years ago, but now it's a bit of a winter for that industry.
I mean, every once in a while there's some aspect of it that gets onto people's minds. Like, even last week there was a big controversy, right?
Yeah.
Correct. But in Singapore, last Thursday, 23rd November, the MAS, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, announced its final set of regulations for digital payment tokens, or DPT, which is just crypto, essentially. There's fucking ChatGPT, now got DPT. Like, it's a bit much. So I'm going to use the word crypto, okay? And yeah, the final set of responses. And this has been actually a long discussion over the past 2 years. There have been a series of public consultations, proposed measures, feedback, and shit like that. But yeah, they released some stuff which involves like details about business conduct and consumer access measures, basically to limit potential harm.
Yeah.
Consumer harm.
Yeah.
So I mean, like overall, like we can, before we go into the weeds of it, like what made you want to talk about this, Terence?
I mean, like you mentioned, crypto stuff still comes up in the news. Most of the time nowadays, it's bad stuff, right? Last week was the conviction of the Binance CEO, who, I mean, I think long story short, basically there have been cases of money laundering on Binance, and it's quite apparent that it was actually allowed and even encouraged in some way on the platform. And just a few weeks ago, Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX was also convicted of using customer funds to basically pay for all his lavish expenses, but also funding his own hedge fund. So which is not supposed to do, and so a lot of people have lost money due to FTX. So yeah, I mean, cryptocurrency, the industry is sort of the reputation of the general industry is in the gutter right now. But maybe the only way from here is up, and that's where MAS is coming in to put some guidelines in for people, right?
Yeah, because I mean, like I think the whole world, like crypto went mainstream probably around COVID, right? Before COVID, when the world was going to shit, I remember it. Bitcoin peaked at, don't know what, 100K US or something.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane, and you had a lot of overnight millionaires and all. And since then, I don't know about you, but I know some people who had money in like FTX, and just lost everything.
Yeah.
Big
amounts?
I think big enough to be like stressful.
Oh, stressful. Okay.
Yeah, then Terra, Luna and all that. And it was, this whole past 1.5 years has been kind of weird because you would see spikes of optimism and then like some shit happens. Spikes of optimism, some shit happen. And it's just going back to like the whole, it feels like crypto is again being seen as like, all that hype was nonsense. And when you see Binance, which was quite a very, like almost one of the poster boys of the crypto world, be embroiled in such a controversy. And I mean, yeah, like the money laundering thing is quite serious because I watched the CoffeeZilla video, and it's quite informative, and to see what happened, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was my one Shiok Thing the last.
Yeah, that was your one Shiok Thing. Because I mean, the way crypto works, like Binance has no head office. So they are not really subject to any country's regulations, I guess.
Yeah.
And
then Dubai, right? Based in Dubai.
Oh yeah, maybe based in, they were in China, Hong Kong first or something. Then went to Canada, then Dubai. Then as of now on Wikipedia, it says there's no head office. So then it becomes like, how do you regulate it? And for the longest time, we've heard that regulation for crypto is coming up. But I mean, just broadly, like some of the things that were proposed here is that things that are like everyone might be able to relate to is you cannot use credit cards to buy crypto.
Local credit cards.
Credit cards. But I mean, same way you can't use credit cards to pay for insurance. That was also something I discovered like last year. And even calculating net worth, you cannot use crypto.
Yeah.
And what else? There's some proposals for retail investors to kind of be accredited or get some sort of accreditation to be before you can buy. There can't be any ads for crypto. You can't offer incentives to trade in crypto. And yeah, quite a lot of things. And this applies not just to Singaporeans, but to any entity operating out of Singapore. So that's where I was like, oh, okay, that's the main thing I've seen the chatter online about.
Yeah.
Isn't it overly strict, overly harsh?
Doesn't it go against what the spirit of crypto is, right? Deregulation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Deregulation, and like basically you take all the power into your hands, right? So like, I mean, reading this, because there's like a 30-page document that came out and a bunch of other documents, it's very detailed. But as you were reading this, like even right now, what are your thoughts on crypto? Just at a broad level.
I guess it's sort of settling into it's another financial instrument, right? That people can use to exchange money. I mean, the promise of it was that, it's meant to be fully transparent and open and all that. But I think because I've been following the Sam Bankman-Fried case very closely, and then now this Binance thing has come up as well, and I've realized that it's like any other financial instrument. There will be people who will use all the loopholes to try and do selfish things for themselves, right? Extract all the value of it for themselves, and ultimately it's just a case of human greed, and you can't depend on this like utopian world where everyone is like kumbayaing and then like all the money changing hands is doing good around the world and all that. And it's very clear like Binance one it seems like they're terrorists and
black market
money laundering. It's all happening, and it's being they were not even closing a blind eye. They were literally almost like telling people how to get around around the
you close this account and you open up account,
and then if you're VIP, blah blah blah. So the CoffeeZilla video is great, right? Yeah. So it just makes me like, okay. I mean, I feel like it needs to be regulated, and I mean, this MAS probably is just trying to take a more proactive step to it. I think there's very little precedence around the world. So I mean, good thing that they are trying to take these proactive steps to protect people.
But then, like, you know what you say, it goes against the spirit of crypto. Because on one hand, I was thinking, ultimately, like right now, you can't really decide what people do with their money. Like the government can't say, right, you can't buy this, you can't spend like $200 on Lazada and all that. And I mean, gambling in Singapore, it
controlled.
Wait, is it legal?
It's legal, but it's controlled.
How is it controlled?
Like if you want to go to casino, you gotta have like $200. You have to buy in everything.
But sports betting and all that?
It's much less control. But there are certain, I think like there are certain you can opt in to be on lists, or your family can sign you up to be on lists of where you're not allowed to gamble in large amounts.
I know certain retail investing apps, some force you to take some really fucking annoying tests. Because I signed up for a bunch and some don't. So for this also, like for the crypto thing, is ultimately if people are willing to take their own risk, why should they be stopped from doing it?
I think what we just compared crypto to, right? Casino gambling and 4D betting and all these things. These are quite established risks that people have known for a long time. It's called gambling, right? There's no other way around it. Whereas I think in the last, 5 years, 10 years, cryptocurrency has been it's been spoken about as like the thing that will change the world, right? At one point, now it's AI, now everything's AI. But at one point, everything was like blockchain and crypto is going to change the world. And it's this technology that you need to catch up with. If not, you'll be left behind and everything. So I think there were a lot of people who rushed in to the whole thing thinking that it's got to be legit, right? Because everyone's talking about it. It can't possibly be like some Ponzi scheme or some Bernie Madoff kind of thing, right? But it turns out, that some of these schemes can be worse than Bernie Madoff. Like literally, that's what the guy who's handling the bankruptcy of FTX is saying. The fraud perpetrated there was at the worst level than Bernie Madoff, right? So I think it's still like there's been many there've been decades of like the government stepping in to try and curb problem gambling and things like that, right? But crypto is such a new thing, and it's so easy to get caught up in a wave and thinking that it's like this technology thing that we don't understand, but it's going to change the future and everyone's going to be using it. That's why so many people pump money into it. That's why so many people lost. And until I think there's a bit more understanding of crypto and it's the dangers of using it as well, right? There's still going to be a lot of people who are going to pump in their life savings thinking they're going to make like a lot of money from it.
But technically, like even stocks where companies can be volatile.
Yeah.
So that one also, whenever you invest, you have to bear with the risk of it all going away, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So why, like for you, why is it different like stocks?
Because crypto is so new, people don't understand it yet, right? And I think half the people who talk about crypto don't even understand it themselves, like all the gurus and all that, right? at the end of the day. So
the one on LinkedIn, they have Web3 enthusiasts.
Blockchain,
advocate Web3,
yeah, blockchain ambassador or something. So they don't even understand the technology behind it, And here they are shilling and selling you something as a retail investor that you probably even understand even less, right? So it's just almost like a Ponzi scheme waiting to explode, no?
And I think because like from my layman perspective, thoughts on like stocks and all, even before you list as a company, there is a very rigorous process, right? You can argue that it's overly rigorous. I don't know, too many steps, but it's like a 1 year, 2 year process, right? And all the stock exchanges and all, they have their own fair share of like inspectors in air quotes. In the US, is the SEC right?
Yeah.
But for blockchain and crypto, I think because it is so supposedly deregulated, that's where it gets tricky. Because I mean, as much as I also feel like, okay, like, the belief that there needs to be a native currency for the internet, which is the essence of like crypto. It did feel a little too wild west. So in some way, like the regulation, I don't know whether these are the best regulations or not, because like what you said, it's not the most common in the world and a few countries are doing it only, but felt like there needs to be something in place. But then also, like, I know at one point, Singapore was becoming like the crypto hub of Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just, I'm sure there's been so much discussions behind closed doors, but feels like the direction is also changing a bit. Maybe now we're going to be the AI hub.
Yeah. That's what we're building towards. Really.
Yeah, they're like, crypto, okay, you know what? Fuck that. AI, AI is less potential for scams and shit like that.
Yeah. And still embedded within the general economy.
Because, I mean, there was the whole controversy about Temasek investing in FTX also, right?
Yeah.
And even though any investment firm, you will always take risks and you will always lose money with certain, it just didn't like look good, right? They invested 300 million.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot. But there were all these, it was known that there were these even investor calls that Sam Bankman-Fried was doing with like Sequoia and all, where he was basically playing computer games while on the calls.
But that's his thing, that's his shtick.
No, and they even sold it as like, wow, he's so brilliant that he's able to do this, and like there are all these puff pieces written about him that were on Sequoia's website that now in retrospect you watch it and you're like, wow, what the hell are all these investors thinking? Right?
I mean, there was that puff piece by a creator, I'm not so sure if you've heard of him, Nas Daily.
Yes. This is the most generous billionaire in the world. It's up there.
Yeah, that puff piece. And he took it down, right? That one.
I think he took it down. He issued a sort of a follow-up video like 1 year later. But yeah, the damage has been done by all these puff pieces where people bought into the hype around these exchanges and crypto in general. And yeah, the retail investors were the ones who basically have been shafted.
Yeah, but at the same time also like because I do think, even though I'm not the most aware, I think if you are savvy enough, you can go around it. So maybe that is the whole point of this regulation. For people who don't know enough to go around it, those are the people who are at greatest risk. Because I mean, even right now, like I have some crypto, I still keep it on one of those digital exchanges online, even though I know I should move it to like a what's the term, physical wallet. Do those terms sound familiar to you?
No.
Yeah, so basically you can hold crypto in your own physical wallet. Because right now, like let's say if you had it in FTX or something, FTX goes down, your money is gone. So the general advice is you move it to a crypto wallet. I still haven't a physical wallet. I still haven't done that.
Yeah.
So I think there are people who are not as savvy like me, and maybe people who are a lot savvier. The people who are a lot savvier, these regulations might not even impact them.
Yeah.
But for the people who are less savvy, maybe this feels like one of those times where a bit more regulation is good. Yeah. So I mean, interesting that MAS came out with this. The whole document is online. I think, I mean, it's too niche to have any public like kind of huge ass discussions about it. But on Reddit, you got some chatter.
But I guess the big question is how does crypto fit into Singapore's landscape? Yeah.
I mean, now cashless also, like, DBS go down, the whole country cannot buy.
Can't even draw money from an ATM at some point.
And the whole country is like, oh my god, the world is ending,
Yeah, MAS, can we fix that first? Yeah, then we worry about crypto later. You want to protect investors, please protect them. Just keep their cash safe.
Can you imagine you can pay with Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, but the pay now, sorry, cannot. Yeah,
that was the dream, right?
Pay now cannot.
And now the scary thing is that your Ethereum can disappear overnight because some dude just, in Bahamas just decides to transfer it to his hedge fund.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, lah. Interesting, man.
But I'm interested to find out those people who are very bullish about crypto 2-3 years ago. What do they think of it now, right? Yeah.
I think I know some friends who are still very bullish. And now it's one of those things during a downturn, you hear all the investor gurus saying that it's during a downturn that you buy because it's a 10-year game. So I know some people who are in crypto just saying you buy now when it's low because at some point it is inevitable that it gets bigger.
I mean, Bitcoin's big already, right? It's very big.
But it's not going
to go away.
It's not its peak valuation.
Yeah, it's not going to go away. But the question is whether it will still go down some more or anything whenever something happens, right?
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah.
People playing the game of crypto got burnt quite a bit in the last 1-2 years, right? But there's also another group of people who are playing another game who got frozen, or at least really stuck, left out in the cold to the point where they want to sue the people who are doing the game. So I'm not sure if this game can be regulated because it's quite a unique game. And what game is this?
It is the Squid Game, The Challenge, which is a recent show that came out on Netflix, premiered on November 22nd. And of course, it is based on the global hit, The Squid Game. No, Squid Game, not The Squid Game. And it's basically 456 international contestants playing games similar to what the actors played in the show, with the hopes of winning a cash prize of $4.56 million.
Yeah.
And it is the biggest payout for any reality TV show in the history of reality TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And there are 456 international contestants, one of whom, at least we know, is Singaporean.
Yeah.
Someone who's been in our videos and our TV show before. Good old Danny Yeo.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the oldest contestants.
I think the oldest.
The oldest, he was 74. So, one off.
Oh, one off. Okay.
Yeah, one off. So I mean, have you watched the show yet?
Not this show, no, yeah.
Oh, you haven't watched lah?
No,
Do you plan to?
I want to catch Uncle Danny in the episode. I heard you can see him sort of in the bokeh in the black background of somebody.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I will try to catch maybe one episode. I don't know whether I'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's come out to mixed reviews.
Yeah.
There've been some netizens saying that they feel the show takes themselves too seriously. Like they're saying it's not life and death, so just have fun with it, which I think is a fucking stupid comment. Because I mean, the show is the show. They want to make it intense and all. It's not your problem.
But there's the criticism that the whole point is that the show, the original show, was sort of like a satire about capitalism in our society taken to an extreme, right? And now this game show is about capitalism to the extreme, right? Where you participate and do whatever you can to win so that you can beat everyone else and win $4.5 million.
Yeah.
So isn't that kind of loses the plot when it comes to building on what the show was trying to say.
That was what happened with Mr. Beast also, is it?
Mr. Beast did a
Squid Game remake.
Not a remake, but he did a game show version of Squid Game, which was fine as a Mr. Beast video because that's what he does as Mr. Beast.
But it got some criticism. We did a podcast talking about it also.
I believe so, yeah.
I think it's because whether it was right for him to do that without the IP or some stuff like that.
Yeah,
but when the show came out, he tweeted that it was a pity that Netflix didn't approach him and his team because they had a lot of learnings from doing their thing.
I'm sure.
And if you look at Mr. Beast's video, it was very highly produced. Highly produced. But this one, it came out. So the controversy is that two contestants are apparently seeking compensation for injuries they suffered on a reality TV series. So it's they are being represented by Express Solicitors, a British personal injury law firm. And basically, during the first game, I think, which was the red light, green light, and for those who didn't watch Squid Game, it is this thing where everyone is on this big open space and there's this huge-ass doll that has her body back towards you, and you can run as far forward. But the moment she turns, you have to freeze. In the show, if you move, you get shot to death.
Yeah.
Right. So this one, freeze, and then when the doll turns back, you have to try and go past the finishing line. And I think there's a time limit. So if you don't make it past the finishing line, you're disqualified. So apparently that this was done outdoors. Honestly, outdoors. It was exposed to outdoor temperature, and apparently it was around 0 degrees.
Oh man, yeah.
And you can see what the contestants are wearing. They're not in winter clothes. They're like in that jumpsuit.
Yep.
And even Danny Yo, the Singaporean guy, said the conditions were definitely unfavorable, especially for the elderly. The game was supposed to last only for a few hours after lunch, but it dragged on until 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got these people, 2 people saying that, like one of their hands almost turned blue. But what do you make of this sort of complaints after you participate in a TV show?
I mean, just to add one thing that Danny said, he said we were asked to hold our poses for 5 to 10 minutes, which was challenging enough because of the cold. But as the game went on, we were asked to hold our poses for 20 to 30 minutes, which is a big disadvantage for the elderly. I was just trying to wrap my head around that because in the actual Squid Game itself, I mean, as in the original show itself, right? It doesn't, I mean, they don't hold poses for 20 to 30 minutes. So what do you think was happening here in terms of asking people to hold poses?
They just wanted people to drop out. And then they'll edit out the periods in between. They will just make it seem like they pose and then they move.
I see.
That was what I think was happening.
So basically, they were filming. So they were just basically making people stand there so that they could film them in that position. Maybe look around and find, who's standing, looking funny while standing there.
And
who might. And if they stand a bit longer, then maybe they'll stop and they'll drop.
Get disqualified.
So I guess that's because I was trying to figure out why was this extension from like 5 to 10 minutes to 20 to 30 minutes. Because standing in position for like 20 to 30 minutes
it's not easy.
Yeah, especially in the cold, man. Yeah. It's tough.
But then for them to pursue legal action as a result of poor health and safety standards on set. So, I mean, we don't know what the health and safety standards are on set. I would imagine in the UK, there's more protection than in countries like Singapore. Where in Singapore, I mean, you still get people doing like 18-hour, 20-hour shoots, sleep deprivation and all. But in this case, you think they have some claim?
Probably depends on what contract they signed, I guess. Because the idea of the game is that it's a competition, right? And it's a physical competition. It's not even like mental, it's a physical thing.
Yeah.
So if cold is meant to be part of the competition, then I think it's quite a difficult thing to claim, right? That it was inhumane working conditions.
Yeah. So, right. So I mean, yeah, exactly. But if the contract is that our shoot will go no longer than 8 hours a day, you'll be adequately like access to warm clothing and all that. So yeah, I guess it depends on the contract. Because my first thought is that it is a physical competition. That if you have to stay out in the cold and you get disqualified because you can't take the cold, then that means you are not up to it,
So there was this competition in Singapore many years ago where like
Standard Chartered, is it?
No. Like people have to stand like outside Takashimaya.
With
then they had to put a hand on the car,
Oh, is it?
For many hours.
Wow.
Well, I just realized I just got baited into a conversation about Subaru Challenge.
Never heard of that, man. Never. Tell me more.
I know you're just waiting.
Tell me more.
I was like, where is Harish going with this? Okay. So here we are.
Tell me more, Terrence. Tell me more.
Subaru Challenge.
Yeah. What about it?
No, I mean, there's the aspect, right? Like, if you can't, I mean, what if somebody who was in Subaru Challenge sued the organizer saying, like, inhumane conditions?
I'll be like, fuck off, lah.
Exactly, yeah. So that's the mentality. That's your
job
millennial like,
entitled mentality, yeah.
Gen X millennial kind of mentality, old millennial mentality.
No, right? That being said, like if there were no breaks at all, like for 24 hours, or if like it was like Cat 1 lightning and everyone was still standing outside, I think there can be grounds for claiming something or suing something.
But even then, just drop out, you're not happy, right?
Yeah, that's true also.
Right.
That's true. You can always drop out.
Yeah.
You can always drop out. You can always move.
Yeah. If you feel something's not very safe for you because your age or because of your or whatever conditions, just drop out.
And people do have different tolerances for cold. It might even be biological, right? If your hands are turning blue, might be a good reason to drop out.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I know like people from a lot of people, some people I know from like New Zealand and all, they walk everywhere barefoot. Like I've even seen them go hiking barefoot, like when I was wearing like hiking boots and all that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just they just grew up in the bush and stuff like that. And they're like completely normal, like they go to work, go to office and stuff like that. But when they go hiking, they just go barefoot.
Barefoot,
Yeah. So like, can you imagine if like we went to a competition with those people and then they were like, oh, they're not giving us shoes. That's like inhumane. And then after that, they're like, huh? That's normal. What? Anyway, yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, I didn't get the last point.
Yeah. Different people got different thresholds for
different
certain
thresholds.
Things. Yeah.
And the main thing is you're not being held at gunpoint, right? So
they have paint. I think they have paint guns to shoot you.
Yeah, but then you drop out lah. That means you get shot lah, right?
I'm pointing out that they are at gunpoint in some way.
Oh, they are at gunpoint. That's true.
Not like lethal guns.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to. Yeah,
so the game, right? When they catch you, then they in the show, they shoot you on the spot. They kill you.
No, but this red light, green light was not shot by the staff. It was by the big doll that would shoot you, right?
I think, but no, I think there were the
by the side, is it?
Who shoot the people who screw up.
Oh, I see.
The doll identifies who to shoot, and they shoot the person.
I see.
But yeah, they shoot you with paintballs. Yeah.
Yeah. So in this case, don't know. Like, I mean, it's ongoing, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, depends on what was set out. If they were told it was going to be indoors, controlled. We know we're filming in cold weather, but don't worry, it'll be heated, and then they throw you here, then maybe you got grounds for it.
But I mean, because we have where we've been in production, right? And then where does the line between inhumane work conditions and this is just what it is on set, like how do you make decisions like that when you have to do difficult things?
I think, like, let's say, I don't know whether there's anything set in stone, but like definitely sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Access to food, access to water.
Yeah.
And even just danger, if you're shooting something with real knives, it's like, does it need to be real knives?
Yeah.
So I think there is a line. I don't know how to draw the line.
No, because we've done things like actors or actresses have to submerge their heads in underwater, right, in the sea. And then they come out multiple times and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember it was quite, I won't say it's a moral quandary or what, but as that time I was directing on it, and I had to make like on the spot decisions about whether the last take was good enough and everything while she's out there in the cold water. Okay, this is Ketania, right? She had a scene where she was underneath the cold water and her head emerges, and we wanted to shoot it in slow motion. So it was very important how even her hair came out of the water and everything. If her hair comes out in front of her, she looks like Sadako. If she comes up behind, she'll look like a Bond girl coming out of the water. So it's very important. So yeah, I remember we did multiple takes. After a while, I was like, okay, I think she's like, it's really quite rough on her already. I think we should stop and we should use whatever we have shot to the best of our ability, even if it's a little bit out of focus or something. You just got to run with it. And I remember at that point, I was like, wow, these kind of decisions, sometimes on set, you want to capture the best thing. You have like 40 people all waiting to try and capture the best shot of the thing. There's a lot of the pressure that way. But at the end of the day, you're like dealing with humans also who can only do something that many times. Right? But even the Ministry of Funny Videos, I remember there's one time that we were filming you like doing flips.
Into the
water.
Yeah.
Then I remember you did it to a point where your nose was like bleeding or something. Then you're like, no, let's do it one more time. It's not good enough. Then I said, no, Harish, it's enough already. Stop it. Yeah.
That's true.
Right. Sometimes you gotta stop. You gotta stop the people from hurting themselves.
But while we were on the set for Shoot the Terrorist, I don't remember you showing any concern when I had a ball gag in my mouth.
Gag?
And being manhandled on the floor.
It was part of the script, It's all part of the script.
Yeah, but how many fucking times? My hands were tied behind my back and I was slamming onto the floor. And I think you were like, okay. Harish, do one more time? Okay. Yep, Harish, you do one more time? And because I had a ball gag also, I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that somersault thing in the water.
Somersault thing,
Somersault thing. Because I had to lie down after that.
Yeah. And also the earlier days when we were really just all about getting the craziest footage.
And I don't know whether the video is still probably there on some Instagram somewhere. Because we did the reverse, right?
Yeah. Where you flipped out the water. It looked like you flipped out the water. It looked like I
flipped out the water.
Correct,
That's true.
Yeah. Wow. But to clarify, the ball gag thing is not it was not as it's not, you're not danger right? You're not
correct. And it didn't go too long like everyone else was very nice, and even Terrence Terrence also was okay It's okay lah.
Yeah. But I think in light of what's his name, the actor, the 30 Rock actor who Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, I mean, I think he's in court again, right? He's being tried again for apparently there's footage of that. He actually was firing guns with blanks at people, only pointing at people and firing in front of them or what.
Oh, is it?
So I think they're bringing him back to trial again.
That one was around the case of a camera operator who died on set,
the
right?
DP, the director of photography,
because
who died
the blank was not loaded properly.
The gun was loaded with live bullets, apparently. Yeah.
Oh.
And for some reason, and Alec Baldwin was the one operating the gun.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just the whole thing just shows you that these on-set things don't fool around with them.
Actually, I don't know whether was it Kingdom also? Kingdom, was there someone who died?
Kingdom.
The South African zombie show.
Kingdom. I thought Kingdom was a Korean zombie show.
What South African? South Korean.
South African.
Yeah, South Korean show. I think there was a death or almost a near fatality.
Possibly.
Yeah, so when it comes to stuff like that, I guess basically on set there are things that are too dangerous lah.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that are too dangerous there, and it's not just sometimes the craziest stunts. It's like if you don't even get enough food, water, sleep, people can be overworked. Like some shoots can be super tiring.
Yeah.
So there is a line. So in this case, maybe they do have a case.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe they do have a case. I mean, if the basics of a call sheet, right? You say the shoot is supposed to end at 2 p.m. It goes on till 10 p.m. And maybe they don't even get overtime pay or something.
And
then
something happens. If something happens between
that
2 to 10 p.m., then you're setting yourself up for liability.
Yeah. Because we have done overnight shoots before, and in the morning when you're going home, you're just zonked out, right? Yeah. You're just destroyed. So interesting to see how this pans out.
Yeah. But you're not
I'm gonna give you one
after The Boys, after Gen V, this is not your next show.
I think I'm gonna give one episode.
One episode.
Yeah, one episode. I finished The Boys already.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Yeah. But that's I want to see Uncle Danny, because Uncle Danny, despite his age, remember he was involved in quite physical scenes during our shoot for She's a Terrorist as well. Very memorable, very physical scenes. So props to him. I think if any elderly person from Singapore should represent Singapore,
Danny.
He's it. Yeah.
And in our show, he played the owner of a hotel, like a sleazy hotel, right? The person at the reception.
Yeah. Could be funny. I hope maybe he used it somewhere in his portfolio, and that's how he got the gig.
Because apparently he beat out 100,000 plus applicants, no?
Yeah. There's so many applicants for this thing. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Why do you think they selected a 74-year-old guy from Singapore?
I think, I don't know how many above 70 there were. And for him, he's done enough where you know that he understands how to be on camera.
Yeah.
Right? He's fairly active.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. But it was funny also, he said when someone called him from a UK number, he thought it was a scam.
Yeah.
Then they messaged him. Then he's realized, oh shit, this is for something that I didn't think I would get.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good. Yeah, kudos to Uncle Danny.
Yeah, so I'll give it one episode.
Yeah. Just to see Uncle Danny.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, speaking of good things, what is your one Shiok comment?
One Shiok comment is from long-time Redditor Monster Boy. So basically, his title of the post is on Reddit, thoughts on the intro. I've noticed this for a long while now. Whenever the guys do the intro, Harish always makes it a point to introduce Terrence's name. But Terrence doesn't reciprocate. What do y'all think? Should Terrence also say Harish's name in the intro? Thank you, Monster Boy. So, over to you, Terrence.
It's part of the balance. In the podcast, Terrence gets the shout out. In any shows they make, Harish gets the shout out as director, writer, actor, everything.
Hey, it says director only. Okay?
Comments.
No, there's one comment. It's part of the balance.
Yeah.
I
mean, Harish, but Harish talks a lot more. He feels fills the void with his words, right?
Actually, I don't know. No. On this podcast, I don't know if anybody ever does a breakdown what the distribution is in terms of airtime.
100%, I will put money on like 100%.
So if you had to say like how many percent, what, 55, 45?
60-40 probably?
I don't think so.
I think 60-40.
Let me look at Tristen. Is he like looking? No, nothing.
60-40. I'm
60-40.
pretty sure. Yeah, 60-40.
60-40. That means 50% more than what you say.
Yeah, essentially.
That means for like every minute I'm speaking for like fuck my math. 20
a minute and a half.
For every minute and a half I'm speaking for a minute.
I'm speaking for a minute for every minute and a half that you're speaking. Yeah. Right?
Oh yeah. Correct.
Yeah, that's my Subaru challenge. That's me. I have to sit through like 1.5 times more of your speech.
That's why I listen to podcast 1.5 times speed.
No,
it makes sense.
For me,
it makes sense now.
I want to listen to the content of what people say, the nuance in their voice when they say something. I'm not just trying to get my point across and cut everyone off. Right.
No, but literally there was an interview we were having that a few days ago where someone was interviewing us for a story, and he literally said, "Okay, Harish, you've been talking a lot. Terence, what is your opinion?" And I was like, "Fuck you, man." Okay.
Fuck who? Him lah.
Yeah, fuck him lah.
Okay, for pointing it out. Yeah, but it's true, really.
Okay, it's true.
I was just sitting there. Okay. I mean, I told you on the spot, right? I said, "Wow, I'm very amazed that you remember certain details about
the dates of
things." So it's like I know like there are some touch points in your life that you talk about at every new gathering of people. There's you went to Africa to build toilets, the stories.
Just reduce all the work I did to one sentence like that.
Subaru challenge, obviously is a huge chunk in your life. And now I realized the one big thing is like ask Harish how he went from SIA to, doing
content.
Being an actor. Yeah.
I think you can tell that story on my behalf also.
No, I can't.
I think you can.
So ultimately, if I were to tell the story on your behalf, it would be basically this guy asked for a change in department, and after that decided he wants to do something else. That is the story. But somehow you managed to stretch it into an hour and a half of like, I emailed the CEO at 2 a.m. I never expected a response, and it came. It was the happiest email I ever sent in my life. And I'm like, wow, that is literally you send an email asking to change department. That's what normal people would say. I was a bit bored, so I just sent an email.
The best email that I've sent. And every time I tell, I can see people captivated. Captivated by the story.
Captivated to the point they're like, Harish, you've been talking a lot. Can we hear some what other people have to say as well? So I realized those are the 3 touch points. Those are like, last time radio DJs, they always got this thing like when they want to go toilet, they will play Guns N' Roses November Rain.
Because the long song.
Yeah. So now it's like, if we are on a like 3-way conversation with somebody. Once you start talking about one of those topics, I will probably go toilet. I'll come back when you're at the point where you're like, and then like in 2020 we got screwed over by the network. Yeah, then about the time I slip in and come back. Yeah. That's what I've realized.
Yeah, that's true. I think I can say it without even thinking anymore.
Yeah.
I can tell the whole story.
There's no gaps, no pauses for dramatic effect or anything. It's like quite amazing.
No, but going back to this comment, I think like our whole intro, right? Even though we've been doing it for so much, I don't even remember how it came about. No? I don't even know whether when we first did the intro, was there even the part when we talked about a touch of humor and all that?
Yeah.
I had no idea. But I mean, I don't need my name to be mentioned lah. It's okay lah.
It's everywhere already lah.
But I appreciate it, Monster Boy.
Yeah.
I know you got my back. You got my back. Because where else would you say my name in the intro? I don't know.
Yeah.
Good old humor, Harish.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of words. I basically got 3 words. 3 words in the intro lah. Good old humor.
And then you're blah.
That doesn't really. That's like a jingle. That's part of the jingle. That fades into the background. But I only have 3 words in the intro. Whereas yours is like a lot. Sometimes got guests, then got add a lot of things, and then after that, it just turn to me and deliver my 3 words and then carry on. Right.
I mean, that's how it organically came about lah.
Yeah. But kids at home, remember, it's not always about the loudest guy in the room making the best points. Remember?
Remember don't try and slip that in.
Just pointing out, before people think that you have to talk a lot to get yourself heard. No, you don't. Yeah, you can be silent and strong type like Tarman, that kind.
That is true, man. That is true. What about you, man? What's your one Shiok comment?
It was a response to our last one where we talked about the Taylor Swift concert tickets, right? Ray Doors on Reddit explains for the MBS retail membership, there's 4 levels, And this is the amount you have to spend every year to maintain the levels. For ordinary level, no spending, free to join. Prestige level, 5K a year. Elite level, 50K a year. Paisa level, 500K. So different levels have different perks, but it's just higher perks from previous levels. So Prestige has 10% discount for hotel bookings and Elite has 15, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this was something we're talking about because if you get the Taylor Swift, the $50,000 package, right, the most expensive one, you get a free upgrade to the Paisa level status, which is equivalent to spending 500K a year.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but Rados doesn't explain here like what Paisa can get you. Like, you get a VIP room, but what else do you get from it?
Oh, so 500,000 a year, probably a lot of it at the casino lah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess it's mostly at the casino. If not, it's I don't even know how to spend. How do you even spend $500,000 in a year lah? If you're not buying property or something,
shit,
right?
Man. Yeah.
So it's Mr. Moneybags. So yeah, so it is. You get to quite an elite level, right, within MBS. And yeah, Rados even goes on and offers us like tickets to try out all the experiences at MBS if you like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
is it? Not looking for anything in return, but yeah, would be a waste if it isn't used.
Including the sampan.
The sampan, the Art Science Museum, and Sky Park Observation. By the way, we can take it offline review, Rados, but thank you for the offer. I think, yeah, these are things we would like to try. Yeah.
Cool, man.
To feel like a Paisa level. Paisa level spender at MBS. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. And what is your one Shiok thing, man?
My one Shiok thing is there's I mean, in the wrestling world, there's been a lot of the big thing happened yesterday in the pro wrestling world, which is the wrestler CM Punk returning to WWE. So it's a big deal because I think he left he was basically WWE's biggest star at one point, and he left on quite acrimonious terms like 9 years ago. And since then, he's fought in the UFC a couple of times. He's fought. He's worked for another wrestling organization, AEW, and there was a thought that he would never ever come back to WWE lah. But yesterday he came back, and it's kind of like, I think for anyone who follows the industry, even like not regularly, but just as a casual fan or something like that, it's quite a big deal lah. In a sense, it's almost like, I don't know, Ronaldo returning the Man U, that kind of feel. Wow. Sends shivers down wrestling fans' spines. Yeah. So,
and he's quite old also, right?
He's 40s already. Yeah. He's been around for very long, but it was very acrimonious. His split with WWE, and he's quite famous for the pipe bomb moment where basically he came out during a segment. He came out of the ring and just talked shit about and talked real shit about what was going on in the locker room with other wrestlers and all that, and why he was so pissed off by it, and that won him a lot of fans, and also like made the wrestling world notice him. Notice that this guy, you can't control him like typical WWE wrestler. So for him to now be back in WWE, and I mean, probably making a lot of money, but just seeing how they're going to work this, how they're going to, how they're going to work through all the differences in creative and all that, it should be quite interesting.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. So you still watch wrestling every once in a while?
No, I follow it as a business, I follow it as a business now. Because remember now the parent company of WWE is the same as UFC as well.
Oh.
Yeah, they were bought over by Endeavor, right? WWE was sold to Endeavor. So, and then Vince McMahon has sort of stepped down from the creative side. So, the culture of the company seems to be changing a little bit. I think Triple H is the boss now. So it's just interesting to watch all these things going on and how WWE and UFC are going to integrate together and all. I don't actually watch any matches or anything.
And Triple H is married to Vince McMahon's daughter, is it?
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon, yeah.
Oh, shit, man.
So, I mean, these are big family empires and all that, So there's succession levels of betrayal and shit going on behind the scenes. That's why it's interesting to follow.
Wow, interesting. Cool. My one Shiok thing is this show on Netflix that I have been recommended to. I don't know by who. And it is called, it's a sketch comedy show. And it is called Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun. So they are It's basically, I think previously I've spoken about a sketch show called I Think You Should Leave by Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
But basically this is like, it's same like surrealist comedy. Like every episode is like 20 minutes and it's less about individual sketches, but it's still a very thin story. But it's so weird and random that it's actually watchable.
Oh, really?
Like this today I watched a bit. There was a 5-minute segment about how changing their Wi-Fi network name from something to Poo Poo made them like celebrities in like world celebrities because of the ingenuity. Like it's so random and ridiculous that when you put it all together, it's quite watchable.
Okay.
And then when I try to understand, who are these people? So Auntie Donna is actually a sketch group from Australia that has been around since 2011. And yeah, they did live shows. They have a YouTube channel of like 500,000+ followers, and they just got the show on Netflix that came out, I think, 2020. But it's so random and so surrealist. If you like Monty Python, if you like Tim Robinson, just give this. It's a very easy watch. Like you watch one episode and like you either love it or you hate it.
It's on where again?
Netflix.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Auntie Donna's House of Fun. But yeah, so it was interesting, man. And it's always nice to see people who started off on YouTube, like evolve over time and all. And they technically, I think, started their YouTube same as us.
Wow.
2011.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was my one Shiok thing, man.
Nice.
Sweet, man. Cool. All right.
This week is going to be a packed week. Right?
Yeah, packed week. Yeah. Might have a very interesting guest coming on.
Yeah, so keeping our fingers crossed.
Yeah, keeping our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But
it's not Gary Neville, unfortunately. Yeah.
Not Gary Neville. Soon, one day. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. And remember, if you enjoyed this podcast, it would be great if you could share it with one other person and follow us on social media, hit notifications, leave us a review, and what else, Terrence?
If you want to work with us, contact at ministryoffunny.com.
Yeah, man. Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody.